space, didn't take it, rummaging through, can't pop it in. Out of bounds off of Minnesota, stays with New York.
Everything has just looked so tough these last few minutes for New York. That was off of Jonquel Jones.
And Minnesota could challenge it if they wanted to. They do not. Stewart gets it into Ionescu. Benijah Laney-Hamilton in for New York for Vandersloot. Thiebish back to Jones. In traffic, can't finish the layup. And it stays here with New York. Another chance for the Liberty. 1:41 to go in overtime, and New York yet to score in it. 0 for 6 now.
New York looks frustrated. Understandably.
Jones, corner three is good. Resuscitation for New York. Jones with 22 and 10. 1 point Minnesota lead. Smith looking in. Collier 8 to shoot. Draws 2. Out to Smith. Williams a 3. You bet! It's Court's court in Brooklyn. Ionescu's floater is good. Back to one possession. One minute to go in overtime. Williams, 8 to shoot. Williams weaving and laying. Courtney Williams with 23. And it's a 4-point Minnesota lead.
Courtney Williams has been able to simply get to her spots throughout this game. And yes, the shots are tough, but so are the finishes. Here, Jonquel Jones trying to get a fingertip on it, cannot. Courtney Williams has played in finals before, has made shots like this before.
And Don Williams, her father, knows it well, celebrating the bucket. Stewart gets it in. 45 seconds to go. Laney-Hamilton will fire. Can't hit. Thiebish, no. Rebound, Williams. Thiebish hits the floor. And a steal. Ionescu banks it in. 2-point game after a huge mistake from Courtney Williams in Minnesota.
Wow, Sabrina Ionescu continuing to work and fight, comes up with a huge steal here. Courtney Williams gets the board and then just wants to quickly outlet it. And Sabrina just times it up beautifully. Reads the eyes, reads the ball, reads the rim.
It's been a tough night for Ionescu shooting the basketball. But a runner, and now that floater, 2 big buckets here in overtime. And now New York, with 32.9 to go, can play straight-up defense here against Minnesota. Down 2. Lynx with 1 timeout, 1 reset remaining. Each team with a foul to give. Each team has their challenge. New York, 1 timeout as the entire arena sways, hoping for some overtime magic from their Liberty.
You would expect for Minnesota to get the ball in Courtney Williams' hands, allow her to create either for herself or for teammates. Wow, what a game this has been.
New York led by as many as 18 in the first half. Minnesota cut it to 2 in the third. New York built it back up to 15 midway through the fourth before Minnesota went on an 18-2 run to take a lead in the final seconds. Breanna Stewart tied it with a free throw with 0.8 to go, missed the second. And here in overtime, it's the Lynx by 2. Carlton to trigger in. Finding Smith. Jones comes up with the steal. Jones ties it. 93 all. And a 4-second difference game in shot clock. Williams speeding up the floor, gets denied by Stewart. The action is intoxicating. Crowd wants a challenge here, but New York has just one timeout remaining. Tied at 93, slight difference game in shot clock. Williams bounces in. Collier fading and hitting. Napheesa Collier the bucket. And how about this? New York, did they take their timeout before they inbounded the ball? If not, they cannot advance it. That's what Cheryl Reeve is contesting. Minnesota leads by 2 on the Collier bucket with 8.8 to go in overtime.
I don't think New York called the timeout prior to the inbound. What a tough bucket, though, from Napheesa Collier. Drains it. When is the timeout called? Oh, right as the ball leaves Lainey Hamilton's hand for the inbound.
Well, Rebecca, obviously, it would change things a lot how you get into your set. If you're inbounding from the backcourt, with 8.8, you still have plenty of time.
Yes, plenty of time. And getting kind of that running start for your ball handler is not a bad thing either.
How about Jonquel Jones gambling, and it pays off. The steal and the finish to tie the game.
Using those long arms to get inside and finish. Brianna Stewart using her long arms to get the block there, and then Napheesa Collier using the long arms and the long legs and that footwork to get a tough, tough bucket to fall.
And it looked like on that replay, it may have hit Courtney Williams' hand last on that Stewart block, but New York elected not to challenge it with just one timeout remaining. Meanwhile, we were just informed by Isaac Barnett, thank you very much, Isaac, that they did award the timeout to New York before the inbound, so the Liberty advance it here. Minnesota has a foul to give. Stewart, Ionescu, Lainey Hamilton, Phoebish, and Jones the 5 for New York. Minnesota leads by 2. Inbound to Ionescu. 6 seconds left. Here's Stewart on the move. 3 seconds left. Stewart gets fouled. Is it on the shot? The officials will say no.
That one was close. That was close. Napheesa goes in to foul because Stewie is dribbling. Yeah, she gets her before.
Before the upward shooting motion. So New York out of timeouts, 2.6 to go in overtime, down 2. Ionescu to inbound. Ionescu has to get it in. Finds Stewart. Stewart for the tie. Misses the layup. And Minnesota with a miracle Game 1 win. 95-93, the final in overtime.
New York has to be happy with the look that they got. They got the ball into Brianna Stewart's hands. She was able to create and get a really good look at the rim. But once again, Minnesota, who has had an identity on the defensive end all season, finishes this game with a defensive stop. And it's not just Napheesa, it's the whole team coming in. Clean D. Wow, what a game.
Rebecca, what a heartbreaking loss for the Liberty, and what an exhilarating win for the Lynx.